dying once. But
DiMaggio.
DiMaggio made Monroe's memory after she died in 1962. In retirement, DiMaggio was a popular hero and cultural icon, celebrated in print and song. The most famous reference occurred in the hit song Mrs. Robinson, 1968, written by American musician Paul Simon. Where have you gone, Joe DiMaggio? And a nation turns its lonely eyes to you. What's that you say, Mrs. Robinson? Frozen Joe has left and gone away.
Great. Okay, so he married Marilyn Monroe in 1954, which that's a crazy fun fact because she's been married several times and involved with a lot of people. And I never knew that. That's interesting. And then he actually had a song written by him, which, have you guys heard the song Mrs. Robinson? Nope.
Yeah.
I feel like if you play it.
Yeah, I think you'll know it if I play it. I didn't realize it really had a lot to do with him before. I just heard it and liked it. But before we get to that song, we're gonna go ahead and play a little bit about DiMaggio's biography so you can get a background on how great of an athlete he really was. And he's pretty selfless too. So here goes.
He was known as Joltin' Joe and the Yankee Clipper. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're taking a look at the life and career of Joe DiMaggio. Joseph Paul DiMaggio was born November 25, 1914, and raised in San Francisco, California. His Italian immigrant parents envisioned fishing careers for their sons, but it wasn't meant to be. 3 of their 9 children, Joe, Vince, and Dom, went on to play Major League Baseball. After learning to play ball, DiMaggio left school during his mid-teens. He then began to play with the San Francisco Seals in the early 1930s, after being recommended by his brother Vince, who was the team's center fielder. With the Seals, Joe DiMaggio made Pacific Coast League history in 1933 when he obtained at least 1 hit for 61 games in a row. DiMaggio's blossoming baseball career was almost cut short after a knee injury the next year. Fortunately, he overcame the temporary setback and helped the Seals win the PCL title for the 1935 season. DiMaggio started playing in the major leagues in 1936 after his contract was sold to the New York Yankees. Starting that year, the center fielder led his team to 4 consecutive World Series championships. In fact, the Yankees won 5 more World Series titles before DiMaggio's retirement in 1951. In addition to these successes, they won 10 American League pennants with Joltin' Joe. During his early years with the team, DiMaggio scored the most runs and home runs in the league. In 1939, he batted an average of .381 and was named the American League's most valuable player, which was an honor he received twice more during his run with the team. That same year, he also married actress Dorothy Arnold. One of DiMaggio's standout skills was his consistency as a hitter. This was no more evident than in 1941 when he managed to realize a feat no other athlete has come close to duplicating. He set a major league record for consecutive games with at least 1 base hit at 56. This hitting streak began on May 15, 1941 against the Chicago White Sox. As DiMaggio's success continued throughout the summer, America began to take notice. While playing the Boston Red Sox at Yankee Stadium on July 2nd, the player surpassed the previous hitting streak record of 44 games set in 1897. 15 days later, Cleveland Indians third baseman Ken Keltner ended DiMaggio's streak but did nothing to lessen his fame. After briefly serving in the U.S. Army Air Forces during the 1940s, DiMaggio returned to baseball. He showed off his speed and range as a fielder in 1947 when he tied the existing record by playing 141 games with only a single error. 2 years later, the athlete made history once more after negotiating a contract that earned him a salary of $100,000. However, health problems and disappointing statistics made the 1951 season DiMaggio's last as a professional baseball player.
I've had injuries that have been too frequent, and they certainly have been no fun. And as long as the game is not fun any longer with me, I've played my last game of ball.
Among his many accomplishments, DiMaggio finished his career having stolen home 5 times. He was elected into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1955. His popularity continued when he wed Marilyn Monroe on January 14, 1954. However, their allegedly tumultuous relationship famously came to blows during the filming of The 7-Year Itch a few months later, and this event led the actress to file for divorce in October of that year. Though DiMaggio was later rumored to be involved with several actresses, he never remarried. He remained good friends with Monroe throughout her lifetime and even handled her funeral arrangements in 1962. Despite his retirement, DiMaggio remained in the public eye as an advertising spokesman for several businesses and as a supporter of numerous humanitarian causes. After undergoing surgery for lung cancer, DiMaggio died in his home in Florida on March 8, 1999. Known for his outstanding abilities as a hitter and center fielder, Joe DiMaggio was a record-setting baseball player whose legacy has been memorialized on multiple occasions. As the only MLB player to be chosen as an All-Star for every season he played, Joltin' Joe has gone down in history as one of the greatest ball players ever.
Okay, so what did it say? He was chosen as an All-Star for how many seasons that he played?
13.
So every season. So he has so many statistics that prove that he's a great baseball player, which might be another reason that he's brought up so much in the old man and sea, because he's just something to look forward to or something to look up to. And if you're down on your luck, maybe this is somebody that'll make you feel like you can do something. All right. The second thing I have to show you is, have you heard that Joltin' Joe DiMaggio song? Anyone? This is a song that was actually written specifically for him, and this is a band that's playing it, and it's old school jazz band. It's like from 1941, and they're gonna actually have someone go on stage and act like they're Joe DiMaggio and kind of salute him, but the whole song's about him and how he keeps morale up. So here goes.
Joltin' Joe DiMaggio, the Yankee Clipper. Joe D's 56-game hit streak is still the record, and that's when they did it on hot dogs and beer, and not steroids. Commemorated in this Les Brown novelty from the summer of 1941, this is all about Joe D's famous streak. Let's play ball now and remember when with Joltin' Joe DiMaggio.
Hello, Joe. What do you know? He started baseball's famous streak that's got us all aglow. He's just a man and not a freak. Joltin' Joe DiMaggio.
Joe DiMaggio, we want you on our side.
He topped the mark at 44, July the 1st, you know. Since then he's hit a good 12 more. Joltin' Joe DiMaggio.
Joe DiMaggio, we want you on our side.
From coast to coast, that's all you'll hear of Joe the Woman Show. He's glorified the horsehide spear. Joltin' Joe DiMaggio.
Joe DiMaggio, we want you on our side.
He lived in baseball's Hall of Fame. He got there blow by blow. Our kids will tell their kids his name. Joltin' Joe DiMaggio.
We dream of Joey with the light brown bat. Joe DiMaggio.
We want you on our side. And now they speak in whispers low.
How many athletes can we say that about? Not too many. And I want to play you another song. This is when I was telling you about Mrs. Robinson. This song is actually played during a tribute to Joe DiMaggio at Yankee Stadium. And Paul Simon actually comes out and performs for them, Miss Robinson. So it's a big event, and you get to hear the song and how he's mentioned it. So here it goes.
Joe DiMaggio was an American hero who continued to symbolize the values of America during a time when heroes were few and far between. From baseball legend to American icon, Joe DiMaggio was immortalized in a 1968 classic song called Mrs. Robinson. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the area in center field. Here to pay a special tribute to Joe DiMaggio is New York's own singer, songwriter, lifelong Yankee fan, Mr. Paul Simon.
We'd like to know a little bit about you for our files. We'd like to help you learn, help yourself. Look around you, all you see are sympathetic eyes. Stroll around the grounds till you feel at home. And here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. Jesus loves you more than you will know. Whoa, God bless you, please, Mrs. Robinson. Heaven knows a place for those who pray. Hey, 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 hey. Sitting on a sofa on a Sunday afternoon, going to the candidates' debate. Laugh about it, shout about it when you got to choose. Every way you look at it, you lose. Where have you gone, Joe DiMaggio? The nation turns its lonely eyes to you. Ooh, what's that you say, Mrs. Robinson? Jolton Joe has left and gone away. Hey, 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 hey.
Okay, lights. So how many of you have heard that song now that it's played? A lot of people, huh? So did anyone know that it was about Joe DiMaggio?
I didn't know who Joe DiMaggio was.
You caught the name, but you didn't like really
I
realize.
didn't know who Joe DiMaggio was, but
You didn't realize. Yeah. So this is like a dedication to him. I didn't realize either when I was younger, first hearing the song either, but I didn't know who Joe DiMaggio was either. But from what you've read about him today,